reconstructed that 8 minutes using 911 tapes, officer statements, statement from a jitney driver.
And for the first time since the night Pittsburgh police ended Mark Daniels' life, that jitney driver who witnessed the shooting is breaking his silence. His testimony played a role in the district attorney's investigation, but tonight he tells only Pittsburgh's Action News 4 one detail doesn't match up.
I just heard this.
For the first time and only on 4, jitney driver Murray Bradford describes the night he'll never forget.
I'm still shook now.
That February night in Homewood when gunshots echoed through an alley. The night a Pittsburgh police officer shot and killed 39-year-old Mark Daniels.
I look down the alleyway and I see the officer. He does his move. And I know there's an officer just the way his body posture.
Just this week, D.A.Zappala ruled the officer-involved shooting justified, saying Daniels fired first toward Officer Gino Maciosi.
Maciosi might be dead if he didn't have his weapon drawn. I think Mr. Daniels only retreats because he returned fire.
Despite the shot spotter technology that the DA says picks up the pattern of shots from each gun, Bradford insists that's not what he heard.
When I did see D.A.Zappala's press conference, and, you know, he said something about 3 shots here and 3 shots there. No, it was. And, I mean, it was fired, and what came out of that gun, I didn't know. Somebody was done.
I'm satisfied that the evidence has been well developed by the county police.
I took the risk of talking to them, you know, and I didn't care because somebody got killed, and somebody got killed.
Upset this officer-involved shooting was ruled justified, Mark Daniels' family is also requesting a meeting with investigators.
So I had just seen Mark at the one stop. I was jitneying that night. It was like a Friday night, Saturday night, one of them. And it was exciting that night, you know. Our bars was open. It was a Saturday night. So anyway, I went to go pick up a trip up there by the bar. And I was going to make a U-turn so I could be facing Wilkinsburg. You know, that's where the trip was. And in the alleyway, as soon as I hit the alley, I see a motherfucker standing there, looked like somebody getting held up in the alley. And as soon as my headlights hit him, you could see a flash and then a bunch of gunfire. You know, that's what I told the investigators as soon as this shit was over, because I knew it was a cop. So, I mean, I went flying around. I got out that alleyway. I went driving around and shit, and I'm thinking that all these people outside was going to at least, you know, say something, because they had to have known that was a cop. I mean, that's like I said, the body posture, everything. He was strong up top, weak down low, and there was this flash. And I know down in the alley, the old man, he used to have this motion light, but it wasn't the motion light, right? So anyway, the shooting's over. I'm flying around. I went and made a couple jitney trips. I was messed up, though, a little bit, and already thinking about leaving town or something, you know. And I told my fiance at the time, and what happened, you know, and I got this call from an investigator telling me to call them. I'm the only one who can help them, and, you know, I didn't care at first, but then when I heard that I didn't even know it was my friend, you know, my longtime friend. I just knew that it was a cop that held somebody up, and that's what I told the 2 guys in the unmarked car, you know. But you got all these fiends walking around, addicts walking around, and all these. Nobody said nothing. You see this man being held up in the alleyway by a cop. Nobody jumped in the way, and I know somebody jumped in the way for me back in the day, and I just felt sick that the mentality of people now. You know, somebody just getting held up in the alleyway and then blasted like that. And they ain't getting lied on about, like, just getting lied on like he wasn't being held up. So, you know, that made me hot. That made me go talk. And like I said, it was a cop, you know. And the gunshots don't match. You know, they didn't match up that night from the shot spotter. You know, the cop didn't even know where he was at. They were arguing on the phone with the dispatcher. And lo and behold, like I said, I ended up getting a video from a summer ago of a cop that we called in. A baby deer got hit and paralyzed. So we called this cop. I think me and the firefighters called this cop, you know, late night, coming, you know, take this deer out of his misery. The cop sat there and got to practice his goddamn flashlight and gun This new combination of flashlight gun they got. He had to shoot this deer like 8 fucking times in front of us just so he can practice. And I mean, watch the video, y'all. This is Zappala shit. Around here, the police know. They know you. They know if you play ball, especially the older ones. They know your face. They know if you involved in stuff. You know what I mean? What Mark looked like that night, he looked like any other person in Homewood that night. You know, he looked eligible to be shot. He was assertive. He was a little scared. He had his gear on. And, I mean, that's what anybody looked like. You know, just like what people look like in Squirrel Hill, that's what we look like in Homewood on Saturday night. He didn't deserve what he got. And like I said, watch this video. Check out the cop with the flashlight. Read these text messages. And, I mean, you got to be concerned about yourself. If this is who we got in charge, for, you know, our grandkids is now going to be walking around up underneath this. And there's nobody eligible for these seats. That's the reason why they filling them with perverts like Gainey or, you know, these other motherfuckers. You got lawyers taking drugs to the jail. You got black people. They own older senior citizens selling crack, getting cats busted every night. You know, that's what I got to deal with. That's what I had to deal with. That's part of my oppression. And so I know if I had to go through this, then I know y'all got to go through this. And I'm telling y'all, man, get involved, get clean somehow, some way. Man, stay home with your kids. Keep your money right. Don't make no street money. Not with these motherfuckers out here. Straight up. Watch this stuff, man. You know, it's time for your son to be a policeman now, you know. I went to about 14 different schools out of 12 years of public school. You know, that's a bunch of different neighborhoods. And so the city, you know, has a big city mentality. They don't want to let it fly. They won't let it fly. As long as we sitting here going back to jail, as long as your kids is being left alone, that's what they want. That's what they've been wanting. Don't let it happen. You know, it's happening to me. Don't let it happen to you. Don't let it happen to us. You know, I love this city.
I didn't hear. Oh. Oh.
Man, shoot it.
Oh, it's suffering. Yeah, why didn't he just do that? It's still moving.
Here comes the mom. That's what happens to the colonies. Oh, God.
That thing is suffering.
What was the head on accident? I should have been shot at myself.